Welcome to our exploration of management, a universal phenomenon. It's a term that's both popular and widely used across various sectors, whether we're talking about business, political, cultural, or social organizations. They all need management. Why? Because management is what helps and directs various efforts towards a definite purpose. Harold Kuntz once said, "Management is the art of getting things done through and with people in formally organized groups." It's about creating an internal environment where individuals can perform efficiently and effectively, working towards the attainment of group goals. Management is essential for any organized life and vital for the success of all organizations. Its significance simply cannot be overstated. It helps achieve group goals by aligning individual efforts. Moreover, management increases efficiency by reducing costs and improving productivity, all while minimizing resource wastage. Management creates a dynamic organization that can adapt to constant changes in its environment, ensuring survival and growth. Without effective management, resources would remain just resources and objectives would remain unachieved. It acts as a catalyst for organizational success. Not only does it play a crucial role in achieving personal objectives by motivating and leading teams, but it also fosters team spirit, cooperation, and commitment to group success. This alignment is critical for both employee satisfaction and organizational performance. Good management fosters an environment where both individuals and the organization can thrive. Furthermore, management contributes to the development of society by providing quality products and services, creating employment opportunities, and adopting new technologies for the greater good. Efficient management leads to business growth, generating more wealth for society and improving living standards. It also balances the interests of various societal groups, including owners, employees, customers, and the government. So, management isn't just about running a business. It's about contributing to a better society. Management is increasingly recognized as a profession with distinct characteristics. It involves a well-defined body of knowledge which can be acquired through instruction and training. Management certainly has this systematic body of knowledge comprising well-defined principles based on various business situations. This knowledge can be learned through books, colleges, and professional institutes. Many institutions now offer specialized degrees and diplomas in management, contributing to its professional status. The existence of numerous management journals and associations further supports this. Another characteristic of a profession is restricted entry, typically through an examination or educational degree. For instance, becoming a doctor requires passing a prescribed examination. However, no such strict restriction exists for becoming a manager, though many organizations now prefer managers with specific management degrees, indicating a move towards professionalization. Professional associations like the All India Management Association have laid down a code of conduct to regulate member activities. Professions also have an ethical code of conduct guiding member behavior. For example, doctors take an oath of ethical practice. While AIMA has prescribed a code of conduct for managers, adherence isn't legally binding. Nonetheless, there's a growing emphasis on ethical behavior and corporate governance, pushing management closer to the ideals of a profession. Social responsibility and ethical decision-making further strengthen this aspect. Management also has distinct levels forming a hierarchy within an organization. Generally, there are 3 levels: top-level management, middle-level management, and lower-level management. Top-level management, consisting of the board of directors, chief executive officer, and other senior executives, is responsible for the organization's overall welfare and survival. Middle-level management includes departmental heads, branch managers, and operational managers, responsible for implementing plans and policies formulated by the top level. Lower-level management or supervisory management consists of foremen and supervisors who directly oversee workforce efforts with authority and responsibility limited by top management plans. Henri Fayol, a French mining engineer, is considered one of the fathers of modern management theory. He developed 14 principles of management, providing general guidelines for managerial decision-making and action. The first principle, division of work, suggests that work should be divided into small tasks or jobs, leading to specialization and increased efficiency. The second principle, authority and responsibility, states that authority, the right to give orders and obtain obedience, must be balanced with responsibility. Managers need authority to effectively carry out their responsibilities. FIOL's third principle, discipline, refers to obedience, proper conduct, and respect for authority, essential for smooth organizational functioning. Good supervision, clear agreements, and judicious application of penalties maintain discipline. The fourth principle, unity of command, dictates that each employee should receive orders from only one superior to avoid confusion and conflict, ensuring clarity in reporting relationships and promoting a stable work environment. The fifth principle, unity of direction, emphasizes that all organizational units should move towards the same objectives through coordinated efforts, with one head and one plan for activities with the same objective. The sixth principle, subordination of individual interest to general interest, prioritizes organizational interests over individual goals, requiring commitment from all members. Other important principles include remuneration of employees, advocating fair wages and salaries for employee and organizational satisfaction. Centralization and decentralization refer to decision-making authority concentration, with FIOL advocating a balance. Scalar chain represents the formal line of authority from highest to lowest ranks. Order means a place for everything and everyone. Equity involves kindliness and justice from managers towards workers. Stability of tenure of personnel, initiative, and esprit de corps, team spirit, complete the principles. These principles are flexible, adaptable to various situations. The business environment encompasses all individuals, institutions, and other forces outside a business's control that may affect its performance. It's the surroundings in which a business exists. The business environment is dynamic, constantly changing with technological improvements, consumer preference shifts, or new competition. These changes present both opportunities and threats, making understanding the business environment crucial for survival and growth. Managers must constantly scan and adapt to these external factors. The business environment's components can be broadly classified into two categories: the specific environment and the general environment. The specific environment includes forces directly affecting an enterprise's day-to-day operations, such as customers, suppliers, competitors, investors, and the media. For example, a change in customer taste can impact product demand, while competitor actions can force strategy alterations. Businesses must closely monitor these specific forces. The general environment consists of broader forces affecting all enterprises in an economy, including economic, social, technological, political, and legal conditions. The economic environment involves factors like interest rates, inflation, and income levels. The social environment encompasses customs, traditions, values, and societal trends. The technological environment relates to innovations and advancements. The political environment includes political stability and government policies. The legal environment refers to laws and regulations. These general forces create an overarching context for business operations. Understanding the business environment is immensely important. It helps identify opportunities and secure a first-mover advantage, allowing enterprises to exploit opportunities before competitors. It also helps identify threats and early warning signals, with environmental awareness enabling managers to recognize threats in time. Furthermore, it assists in planning and policy formulation, aiding in strategy development to cope with changes, tapping useful resources, and improving performance. Section 5. Charting the course, the crucial role of planning in management. Planning is the first and most fundamental function of management. It involves deciding in advance what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and who is to do it. Planning bridges the gap between where we are and where we want to go. It is an intellectual process that requires managers to think before acting. Effective planning provides direction for action. It reduces the risks of uncertainty by forcing managers to look ahead and anticipate changes. Planning also helps to avoid confusion and misunderstandings. It sets the standards used in controlling. The planning process involves several logical steps. The first step is setting objectives. Objectives are the desired future positions that the management wants to reach. They specify what the organization wants to achieve. The second step is developing premises. Premises are assumptions about the future. These assumptions are the base material upon which plans are drawn. They can be forecasts, existing plans, or any past information about policies. For instance, a company might premise that interest rates will remain stable. This premise will influence its financial plans. The third step in planning is identifying alternative courses of action. There are usually multiple ways to achieve an objective. Managers should identify all possible alternatives. For example, to increase sales, a company could offer discounts, increase advertising, or introduce new products. The fourth step is evaluating alternative courses. Each alternative needs to be carefully examined. Its pros and cons are weighed in light of the objectives to be achieved. This evaluation involves considering factors like cost, risk, and potential benefits. It helps in selecting the most viable option. The fifth step is selecting an alternative. This is the real point of decision-making. The best plan has to be adopted and implemented. The ideal plan, of course, would be the most feasible, profitable, and with the least negative consequences. The sixth step is implementing the plan. This involves putting the plan into action. It requires communication and allocation of resources. The final step is the follow-up action. Planning is a continuous process. Managers must monitor the plans to ensure they are being implemented according to schedule. If conditions change, plans may need to be revised. This ensures that objectives are met effectively. Section 6. Building the framework. The art and science of organizing. Organizing is the management function that follows planning. It involves arranging and structuring work to accomplish the organization's goals. Once plans are laid out, the organizing function helps in their execution. It is the process of defining and grouping activities. It also involves establishing authority relationships among them. Effective organizing ensures that resources are used optimally. It clarifies who is to do what, who is responsible for what, and who reports to whom. This structure is essential for coordinated effort. The organizing process typically involves several key steps. The first step is the identification and division of work. The total work to be done is divided into specific jobs in accordance with predetermined plans. This division of work helps in avoiding duplication. It also ensures that the burden of work can be shared among employees. For example, in a manufacturing company, work can be divided into production, finance, marketing, and human resources. This specialization leads to increased efficiency and better performance. The second step is departmentalization. Once work has been divided into small and manageable activities, then similar activities are grouped together. This grouping process is called departmentalization. Departments can be created on the basis of functions, products, territory, or customers. Departmentalization facilitates specialization and coordination. It allows for better control and supervision within each unit. Each department is usually headed by a manager responsible for its performance. The third step is the assignment of duties. After forming departments, it is necessary to define the work of different job positions. Each individual is assigned duties according to their skills and competencies. It is essential to clearly define the scope of work for each employee. This clarity helps in avoiding ambiguity and ensures accountability. The final step is establishing reporting relationships. Merely allocating work is not enough. Each individual should also know who they have to take orders from and to whom they are accountable. This creates a hierarchical structure and helps in coordination among various departments. Section 7. Assembling the Dream Team. The vital staffing function. Staffing is a crucial managerial function. It involves filling and keeping filled the positions in the organization structure. This is achieved by identifying workforce requirements. It includes recruiting, selecting, placing, promoting, appraising, and developing personnel. The success of any organization largely depends on the quality of its human resources. Therefore, staffing is recognized as an essential part of management. It ensures that the organization has the right people with the right skills in the right jobs at the right time. This function is continuous as people leave, get promoted, or retire. The staffing process begins with estimating manpower requirements. This involves forecasting the number and type of employees an organization will need in the future. It considers both internal factors, like expansion plans, and external factors, like labor market conditions. The next step is recruitment. Recruitment is the process of searching for prospective employees. It aims to stimulate them to apply for jobs in the organization. Various sources of recruitment can be used, such as advertisements, employment agencies, educational institutions, and employee referrals. The goal is to attract a large pool of qualified applicants. Once a pool of applicants is generated, the selection process begins. Selection is the process of choosing the most suitable candidates to fill the vacant job positions. It involves a series of steps, such as preliminary screening, selection tests, interviews, reference checks, and medical examinations. The objective is to identify individuals who possess the necessary skills and qualifications. A rigorous selection process helps in minimizing employee turnover and maximizing performance. Placing the selected candidate in the right job is the next step, followed by orientation to familiarize them with the organization. Training and development are also integral parts of the staffing function. Training is the process of enhancing the skills, knowledge, and abilities of employees for doing a particular job. Development involves the growth of an employee in all respects. It focuses on their overall personal and professional growth. Organizations invest in training and development programs to improve employee performance and prepare them for future responsibilities. Performance appraisal, which involves evaluating an employee's current or past performance against set standards, is another key aspect of staffing. This helps in making decisions about promotions, compensation, and further training needs. Section 8. Leading the way, the dynamics of directing and motivation. Directing is the heart of the management process. It is concerned with instructing, guiding, counseling, motivating, and leading people in the organization. This is done to achieve organizational objectives. Planning, organizing, and staffing lay the groundwork. However, directing initiates action. It brings plans into reality by working with and through people. Effective direction ensures that employees work efficiently and willingly towards common goals. It involves communicating with subordinates, providing leadership, and motivating them to perform at their best. Without direction, all other managerial functions may prove to be ineffective. There are several key elements of directing. The first element is supervision. Supervision involves overseeing employees at work. Supervisors guide and instruct subordinates to ensure that work is performed according to plans. They act as a link between management and workers. The second element is communication. Communication is the process of passing information, experience, opinions, and so on from one person to another. Effective communication is vital for mutual understanding and cooperation. It can be formal or informal, and it flows in various directions within the organization, downward, upward, and horizontally. The third element of directing is leadership. Leadership is the ability to influence the behavior of others to work willingly towards achieving organizational goals. A good leader inspires confidence and creates enthusiasm among employees. Different leadership styles, such as autocratic, democratic, or laissez-faire, can be adopted depending on the situation and the subordinates. Effective leaders understand their team members and adapt their style accordingly. They provide clear vision and guidance, fostering a positive work environment. This makes employees feel valued and empowered. The fourth and perhaps most critical element is motivation. Motivation means inducing people to act in a desired manner. It is the process of stimulating people to action to accomplish desired goals. Understanding what motivates employees is essential for managers. Motivators can be financial, such as salary and bonuses, or non-financial, such as recognition, job security, and opportunities for growth. A well-motivated workforce is more productive, efficient, and committed to the organization's success. Managers use various motivational techniques to encourage high levels of performance and job satisfaction among their teams. Section 9. Ensuring performance, the controlling function, and societal obligations. Controlling is a fundamental managerial function. It involves monitoring organizational performance towards the attainment of organizational goals. Controlling helps in ensuring that activities are performed according to plans. It also involves taking corrective action if any deviations are found. The controlling process helps in comparing actual performance with the standards set during planning. It is a forward-looking function as well, as it aims to improve future performance by learning from past mistakes. Without an effective control system, an organization cannot ensure that its objectives will be met. The controlling process generally involves several steps. The first step is setting performance standards. Standards are the criteria against which actual performance will be measured. These standards should be clear, specific, and measurable. They can be quantitative, like units produced or sales targets, or qualitative, like employee morale or customer satisfaction. These standards are often derived from the objectives set during the planning phase. They provide a benchmark for evaluating performance. The second step is the measurement of actual performance. Once performance standards are set, the next step is to measure the actual performance of employees or departments. This measurement should be done in an objective and reliable manner. Various techniques like personal observation, sample checking, performance reports, and accounting ratios can be used for this purpose. The measurement should ideally be done in the same units in which the standards are set. This facilitates easy comparison. The third step is comparing actual performance with standards. This comparison reveals the deviation between actual and desired results. Deviations can be positive, better than expected, or negative, worse than expected. Managers need to analyze these deviations carefully. The fourth step is analyzing deviations. Not all deviations require corrective action. Minor deviations can be ignored. However, significant deviations, especially in critical areas, need to be analyzed to determine their causes. This analysis helps in understanding why performance is not meeting the set standards. The final step is taking corrective action. If deviations are significant, managers must take corrective measures to bring performance back on track. This might involve revising plans, reallocating resources, or providing additional training to employees. Beyond these internal functions, management also has significant social responsibilities. Social responsibility refers to the obligation of business to act in ways that serve both its own interests and the interests of society. Businesses are part of society and depend on it for their survival and growth. Therefore, they have a responsibility towards various groups, including shareholders, workers, consumers, government, and the community. This includes providing fair returns to investors, ensuring fair wages and working conditions for employees, supplying quality products at fair prices to consumers, paying taxes honestly, and contributing to community welfare through initiatives like environmental protection and social development programs. Fulfilling these obligations enhances the public image of the business and contributes to its long-term sustainability.